What is going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Wrestling with Laughter. Today, we're going to make our own Wrestlemania 42 match card of matches that I would like to see, dream matches. And some matches are not dream matches, but are possibilities for Wrestlemania 42. And we're going to go over all of them here in this video. I have 14 matches that I have put on this Wrestlemania 42 card. If you like the video, please like and subscribe and comment and tell me what you would put in your WrestleMania 42 match card. So without further ado, we're going to start off with Liv Morgan versus Stephanie for the women's world title. I absolutely miss Liv Morgan. I think she is fantastic in the ring. I think she is awesome at what she does. So I think her and Stephanie together would make a great chemistry in the ring, and I think they would have a heck of a world title match at WrestleMania. And who would I have go over in the match? I don't know. But I do know that they could easily put on a 5-star classic. Now, moving on to match number 2. Before I get into it, I'm going to go ahead and let you know I don't have these in order and this is my opener match. This is my main event. I don't have them in that type of order. I just put 14 matches out here, and I wanted to talk about them. So going on to match number 2, we're going to have Dominic Mysterio versus Finn Balor for the Intercontinental Championship. Now, I think this match is actually going to happen sooner rather than later. It may not be at WrestleMania, but they're doing teases with Finn Balor and Dominic Mysterio, and I think eventually it's gonna lead up to a match. Is it at WrestleMania? I don't know, but I wouldn't care if they drug it on till WrestleMania. I love Dominic Mysterio as an Intercontinental Champion, and I think we got 7 months till WrestleMania, we could do a good build for this match at WrestleMania. But moving on to the next match, I have Damian Priest and Sami Zayn for the United States Championship. Now, right now, Sami Zayn is feuding with the MFT, and Damian Priest is feuding with Aleister Black. So I just see in the future, I see Damian Priest getting a United States Championship at some point, whether it be off Sami Zayn, I don't know. Whether it be at WrestleMania, I don't know. So I'm just going off of, I didn't have nobody else to put these two against. So I just decided to put them against each other. And that's kind of what I was talking about. And I think it would be a decent match. Not my favorite match on the card, but I think it would be a decent match. And FYI, I did leave out people like Julia in the Women's United States Championship and Tiffany Stratton, and you'll get what I mean by that here in just a little bit. Just because I didn't have really anybody to put them against. I could have put them against each other, but I just don't see that happening. So, and it's not really a dream match of mine, even though it would be a fantastic match. So I left them off this card, but I would definitely, if I could go back, I would probably put at least Julia with the Women's United States Championship on the card. But we already got 14 matches, so we're going to keep going from here with the next match being Ilya Dragunov versus AJ Styles. Now, AJ Styles deserves to have a classic match at WrestleMania. He's had matches with Shinsuke Nakamura that should have been a 5-star match. It turned out to be kind of lackluster. It wasn't the greatest match. Then he had a match last year at WrestleMania 41 against Logan Paul that turned out to be a lackluster match. It's time for AJ Styles to have an opponent that is just as good as him, that can help him carry a 5-star match, and I couldn't think of anybody better than Ilya Dragunov. I think that match would be fantastic. I think they would have great chemistry. So that's who I got for AJ Styles. Moving on to the next match, and this is going on with the where I'm getting to with the Tiffany Stratton situation. I have Jade Cargill versus Bianca Belair for the Women's WWE Championship. I I think that's a match I would love to see. That we all would love to see. It's a dream match. I don't think I have to say any more on that subject. It's an absolute dream match. And right now, Jade Cargill is going after Tiffany Stratton in her WWE Women's Championship. So why not have her drop it to Jade Cargill at some point in the year before WrestleMania and have a build up between Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair for WrestleMania 42? Or you could have Bianca Belair return and take the women's title and have Jade keep chasing all the way up to WrestleMania. You could have it either way. But I do want to see Jade Cargill versus Bianca Belair at some point during both their runs. The next match is going off a dream match that I would like to see. It is Becky Lynch and AJ Lee for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. I think that match would be absolutely amazing. When AJ Lee was in the company before, she was absolutely great in the ring. And Becky Lynch, she speaks for herself. She's a future Hall of Famer. She's awesome in the ring and on the mic. And I think this would be an absolute banger of a match. And I think it would give the Women's Intercontinental Championship more prestige. And just like I thought the Becky Lynch and Nikki Bella match would have, but it actually was kind of a lackluster match, I think this would be an absolute banger of a match. And if you'd want to change it to where Becky Lynch don't go in as the Women's Intercontinental Champion, then do that. But I'm just going off of today and what that she's the champion, and I just don't see who's going to beat her yet. I think Bayley is going to end up taking the title off of her, but I was just thinking this would be an absolute dream match. And since she's already the Women's Intercontinental Champion, I put the title in the match. Moving on, kind of a weird one. It's an old one, but kind of a weird one. It's the New Day versus the Usos for the World Tag Team Championships. And I know right now Finn Balor and JD McDonough are the champions, but I wanted to put Dom against Finn Balor. So I thought who could take the titles off of the Judgment Day, and I thought about the New Day and how they could take the titles off of Judgment Day. And what more of a banger match could you have than a reuniting Usos taking on Heel New Day for the World Tag Team Championships at WrestleMania? Because I think, I apologize, I have a little bit of a cold, but I think that the World Tag Team titles need love. They really need love, and they really need good teams to carry them. I'm not saying that the Judgment Day is not a good team, but they do not defend the titles ever. They didn't do it on their first run, and they're not doing it now. I don't, and it's not their fault. I would like to see the titles be used, and in my world, in my WrestleMania match card, I want to have the New Day versus the Usos for the World Tag Team titles. And that is guaranteed to be a 5-star match if they have stipulations. Even without stipulations, they just work very well together. Now, my next match is a match that's already happened, but I wanted to put both tag team titles on the show. So I went with Fraxium versus the White Six, versus Motor City Machine Guns versus the Street Profits in a fatal 4-way match for the SmackDown tag team titles. And I think that they would have a great match. I think that you could make it a ladder match, you could make it a regular match. I think either way, they are going to have a banger of a match. And I see the White Six carrying the titles for a while, and I don't see who's going to take them off of them yet. So I just wanted to have them on the show. So I just made this match because I know that it's going to be an absolute banger. Uh, the next match I have on the card is Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton for the WWE Championship. I need to see this match. I need to see Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton. And what better time to have it than at WrestleMania? Have Orton turn heel, be 09 Randy Orton, and have him turn heel. And the build-up alone would be fantastic with all their history and the stories that they could tell. I think it would be an absolute awesome build up and an absolute awesome match. I know they had one at Night of Champions, but with an actual proper build up and Randy Orton being his on his heel run, I think would be absolute gold. But going on, I have Io Sky versus Rhea Ripley. Io Sky and Rhea Ripley versus Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair for the women's tag team titles. Now, this I put in here because of the star power. We already know that Rhea and Charlotte can put on a classic match just one-on-one, but you throw amazing wrestlers in there like Io Sky and Alexa Bliss, it's going to be a banger of a match. And it's got enough star power in it to be on a WrestleMania card. So that's why I put it here. I think this match will eventually happen. I don't know if it will be at WrestleMania, but I think the match will eventually happen. But going on to our next match, and this is where I get a little bit weird with it. I have Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns versus CM Punk, this time for the World Heavyweight Championship. I put it here because please tell me who you would have CM Punk face if he's not in this match. Right now, there's nobody really that he's feuding with that I'd like to see him face at WrestleMania. And go back to WrestleMania 41, they had an absolute banger of a triple threat match. And imagine this time the world title being on the line. And you can also have CM Punk win the world title to end the whole feud between him and Seth at WrestleMania. And you could carry a feud out with Seth and Roman without the title. Or you could carry out a feud between Punk and Roman with the title. Either way you wanted to book it, you could do it all kinds of different ways. I know what you're thinking because I thought it too. I really want to see Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns one-on-one. But we could actually get that match at the Royal Rumble and have Seth screw over Roman somehow to set up a rematch at WrestleMania and have Punk either win the Royal Rumble or have him win Elimination Chamber to be put in the match as well. I think it would be fantastic. I'm down to see that triple threat again, and this time with a title on the line. I think it would be absolutely amazing. Now, moving on, this is a match that nobody thought we would be able to see, but now he's back. I have Brock Lesnar versus Gunther, and I think that would just be an absolute banger. I think it would be awesome to have Gunther go over in this match because he already beat Goldberg and retired him. I think it would be awesome for him to get the rub off of Brock Lesnar. Not that he really needs it. Gunther's already a made man as it is. But I just think that's an absolute dream match. It would be a hard-hitting match. And I just think it would be an awesome match. And it's one of my dream matches, which is why it's on here. Moving on to the next match I have is another dream match that would be a hard-hitting match, and that is Braun Breaker versus Jacob Fatu. I think that match would be absolutely fantastic. I think they would put on a banger of a match with both their athleticism and And I just think it would be very hard hitting. And heck, you could even put a stipulation on this match to make it even better. I think eventually at some point I see Braun Breaker and Jacob Fatu being a main event of a WrestleMania for a title. But building this card, I have them just facing one-on-one, and I just think it would be an absolute amazing match. Now, the last match on my card that I have, we know will not happen, but I have Drew McIntyre versus John Cena in a retirement match. Because me, personally, I know John Cena said in December that he is done, that he will not be in the ring no more after December. And I hate the fact that he will be retiring on a Saturday night's main event. I don't like that. I'd rather see him. He deserves to retire, or he's earned the right to retire at WrestleMania. I wish he would just stick it out for a few more months just to get that WrestleMania retirement match. He deserves the same retirement match that Ric Flair got. I think, and Drew is the best one to do it. Drew McIntyre is one of my favorite wrestlers besides John Cena. And I love his heel work right now. I love him as a babyface. I love him as a heel. I don't know why they have not put another world championship on him yet. But him being the one to retire John Cena would be absolutely amazing. I think that would be great. That's who I would, whether he retires in December or he waited to WrestleMania, I think Drew McIntyre should be the one to retire John Cena. But we could have another video later on describing that, describing how that should be the retirement match for John Cena. But I just think that would be absolutely an awesome way for John Cena to go out. It's somebody that he hasn't really faced a lot. Maybe when Drew McIntyre was here the first time he had, but Drew McIntyre now and John Cena has not faced a lot. So I think it would just be an awesome way to put over Drew McIntyre and just an awesome match in general. But that's my WrestleMania 42 match card. Please comment and tell me what you think. Tell me what you would change. Tell me what matches you would put in. I left off a bunch of good names. I mentioned two of them already, Julia and Tiffany Stratton. I've left off Carmelo Hayes. I left off The Miz. I left off a lot of people that could be on this WrestleMania 42 card easily. But that's just the list that I come up with, the 14 matches that I come up with. Just please let me know what you think. Like and subscribe, and leave me a comment. And I really appreciate all of you and your support. And I really appreciate you guys giving me the opportunity to get on here and talk about something that I love and just have fun with it. I like having fun. I like to laugh. And that's part of the reason why my channel is called Wrestling with Laughter, because I love to laugh and I love wrestling. So it's nice to put those two together sometime and just talk about the future of the WWE. And I'm excited for the future. And again, thank you so much. And I will see you guys in the next one.